Hey everyone! So, welcome to our first ever live stream. Actually, not our, my first ever live stream here on Steering with Ahmed 007. I'm Upani and I help Mr. Ahmed with his channel. As most of you know already, Mr. Ahmed is an amazing driving instructor who's passionate about teaching safe and confident driving. So, through this channel, we share driving tips, road rules, and useful information to help learners and experienced drivers. So, today's live is going to be a little special. It's a Q&A session where I'll be answering some of your questions from the post we shared a few weeks ago, as well as new ones you drop in the chat during this live. So, if you've got questions about driving tests or anything about driving, this is the time to ask. Thank you all for joining in, and let's get started with our first question. Okay, so we are going to start with some of the questions we have got on a community post which I have posted earlier. Yeah, so first question is going to be from, I guess I better not share the username, right? So, yeah, the first question is the automatic car test easier than the manual one? Well, I would say it really depends on the person because their skills is very, very important for the test. So, I'm not really sure. But according to me, I feel like automatic is much easier, but I really don't know. It really depends on the person and their skills. Some people are there who prefer automatic license, and some are there who prefer manual. So, yeah, what do you guys prefer? Is it automatic or manual? What do you think? Well, yeah, I guess the answers. It's fine. So, yeah, that's a really good question, by the way. A lot of people actually ask this when they start learning to drive. In Oman, both automatic and manual licenses are available, but most learners find the automatic test easier because there's no clutch control or gear shifting to worry about. Honestly, that's really, really true. Yeah, so you can focus more on your surroundings, mirrors, and road signs. Manual driving is also something which takes a lot of skills and coordination, especially when it comes to hill starts, gear changes, and clutch balance. But once you learn it, you can drive both manual and automatic cars. So it gives you a bit more flexibility. So if you want something simpler and smoother, I guess I would recommend automatic driving. But if you want the full experience and freedom to drive any car, manual is the way to go. Yes. So, yeah. Let's move on to our second question. Yeah. So the second question is a bit basic, but the question is, what are the overtaking rules in Oman? Yes, yes, automatic driving is good. Yes. And yeah, the second question is, what are the overtaking rules in Oman? Right. So that is also another good question, but kind of basic, I guess. So, first, you should always check if the overtaking is allowed. Look for the broken white lines on the road. If there's a solid line, overtaking is not allowed. and you can get a fine or cause an accident if you do so. Second, use your indicators. Before overtaking, to signal is your intention, okay? You should signal if you're going to overtake. Third, make sure the road ahead is clear. Don't overtake near junctions, pedestrian crossings, bends, or hills where you can't see far ahead. Also, never exceed the speed limit just to overtake. That's a common mistake many drivers make, and many accidents have occurred because of this issue. Once you've overtaken safely, signal again and smoothly return to your lane, keeping a safe distance from the vehicle you passed. The key is simple. If it's not safe or clear, don't overtake. It's better to wait a few extra seconds than risk an accident, right? What do you think? Yeah, I know, right? Okay, so let's move on to our third question, which is what are the most common mistakes new drivers make and how can they avoid them? Yeah, sorry, the screen is black because it's off camera live, so I hope it's fine with you all. Yeah. So the third question, as I told you, what are the common mistakes new drivers make and how can they avoid them? Well, that's also a really good question. Because honestly, everyone makes a few mistakes when they are just starting out. Yeah. One of the biggest ones is not checking mirrors often enough. New drivers tend to focus only on what's in front, but if you got to be aware of your surroundings. You have to check what's behind you, what's beside you, and also what's in front of you. You have to focus on everywhere around your surroundings, all the points. Yeah. Second, not using signal properly. Well, I've come across, but I don't know if it's experienced drivers as well, because in Oman, as a driver over here, as a person who drives in Oman, I've experienced many situations like this. I don't know if it's experienced drivers or like beginners, but they don't use signal when they are changing lanes. But it's best to use it because it confuses the driver. He doesn't know the one who's behind you, beside you, doesn't know where you are going. So you have to use signal all the time. If you're turning, overtaking, changing lanes, use your signals. Third is braking suddenly instead of slowing down gradually. It's always a better plan to plan your moves, right? You have to plan it. If you brake suddenly, it's going to be very confusing for the driver behind you because he might not have time, he or she might not have time to react, to brake, because this needs time, right? So if you're in a traffic, you should not speed. Just go in a perfect speed, which is okay for the traffic, like not too fast but not too slow, like the medium. And then you have to go slow as well if the traffic is too much. And don't brake suddenly because it might be uncomfortable and risky for yourself and your passengers. Yeah. And finally, yes, I panic a lot. Yes, I used to panic a lot too, honestly. But as I practiced, as I drove for some time, I was able to get rid of that fear. And yeah, finally, I got rid of it, right? Especially my nervousness was during roundabouts. So over here, it's very, very pressurizing and very, very scary. So what I did was I took my time. I took my time and waited for a clear gap to come. And you don't need to rush in roundabouts, even if the person behind you honks, but don't take too long, right? When you have a clear, safe gap, you move ahead and, yeah, go into the roundabout and exit safely. Remember, confidence is key and it comes with practice. Okay? So the key is to stay calm, follow the rules, and always drive with full focus, no distractions, and especially no phones, guys. Phones while driving causes a lot of accidents, so you better not do that. Yeah. So, what is our next question? Okay, so I am not. Hi, hello. Yeah, so the next question is, do you need a special license to drive in the desert? Do you? I'm really not sure about this. What do you think? Do you guys need a license to drive in desert in Oman or Dubai or anywhere? What do you guys think? Well, yeah, I know that. I know that. I'm just asking if the viewers know that. Do you know? Okay, anyways, sorry for pissing you off or making you angry. But because a lot of people think you need a special license for desert driving in Oman or any other country, you don't need. You don't need any special license or separate license to do desert driving. Yes, your regular vehicle license is enough to drive in the desert. But here's the most important part, okay? Desert driving requires special skills. Desert driving requires special skills and proper preparations. It's not like normal road driving. You need to know how to control your car on soft sand, adjust tire pressure, and use four-wheel drive correctly if your vehicle has it. It's also best to go with experienced drivers, carry safety gear, recover tools, enough water, because just in case, what would you do if you get stranded on the desert? Like, what if your vehicle breaks down or something? I hope not, but what if that happens? So, just in case something like that happens, you need to be prepared. Yes. So the answer is no, you don't need any special license. Yes. So, yeah, I can see we have 6 viewers. Do you guys have any questions which I could try answering or something? Okay, I see. No questions. Okay, so another question one of the subscribers have asked is, which driving rules in Oman do many people misunderstand? And even experienced drivers misunderstand. And how can we follow them correctly? Very good question, I see. Yeah. So what do you think? What mistakes do you think many experienced, not beginners, experienced drivers make? Do you guys know what type of mistakes many experienced or beginners make? Okay. So first up, it would be speed limits, right? Many people think it's okay to go a little over the limit, especially on highways. But in Oman, speed limits are strict and cameras catch every violation. Urban roads are usually 60 to 80 kilometers. Highways are up to 120 kilometers. So always follow the signs. You can always spot the sign when you drive on highways, urban roads, or expressways. You can see the speed limit. So just follow that and you will be safe. Next up is roundabouts. Some drivers think that entering traffic has right of way, but actually, vehicles already inside the roundabouts go first. Always slow down, signal when exiting, and never stop inside unless there's a hazard. Yes, you should not stop inside a roundabout because it's risky and people behind you or beside you, they don't know what's happening and it can cause a major accident. And also control your speed in roundabouts because you might lose control of the vehicle as well. Next up is overtaking. This is also another tricky one, but as I told in the beginning of the live, if you follow the proper steps, you can overtake safely. Using mobile phones and seat belts are easy to forget. Using your phone while driving, even hands free, can be dangerous and is illegal. As you guys know, many people use phones in traffic lights. When they stop, they use their phone. But now in Oman, they have installed AI cameras which can detect people who are using traffic phone during the traffic light stop. You guys can spot it, the black color camera on top of the traffic signal. Everyone can see that. So be careful, and the fine will come to your phone if you use it. So just be careful. Yeah. And seat belts. This is very, very important because this is the one which will save your life if you get into an accident. If you are not wearing a seatbelt, even if you are a passenger, you might be thrown out of the windshield if someone brakes suddenly or if you hit another car. So, seatbelts is what saves you, and airbags. Yeah. The next one is pedestrian crossings. This you have to be very, very careful, especially in urban areas, because people cross not always in the zebra crossing. Sometimes they cross from the middle of the road, like suddenly. So, if someone is crossing and you spot it, stop the vehicle, use hazard lights so the people behind you will know that it someone is stopping ahead of them and someone is crossing or something like that. And then again, another hazard light importance is, okay, so why do you use hazard lights? It's to prevent accidents or anything, right? Remember, it is only for emergency situations. If someone's stopping ahead of you, use hazard lights. If there's an accident ahead of you, use hazard lights. If you are stopping the vehicle aside, in the side of the road, use hazard lights. If there's an emergency, like if your vehicle heat went up or if your vehicle has no fuel or anything like that, move your car to the side, use hazard lights. If there's a tire puncture, hazard lights. Yes, this is very important. And also, not only during that, you have to use hazard lights when you're driving on like misty, so much mist on the road or dust on the road. You will have to use hazard lights because the people behind you can't see. So use your hazard lights and fog lights. Yeah. So yeah, even if you have driven, okay, you have been driving for years, paying attention to these small but important rules keeps you and everyone else on the road safe, right? What do you guys think? Yeah, okay. So, what else? Do you guys have any questions to ask me? Anything? Anything I can answer about? Oh, congratulations on passing your road test. Nice. Do you want to share about your experience? How was it? How was your road test? Thank you. I will pass the regards to Mr. Ahmed for sure. Yeah. Do you have anything to share with our new beginners who are going to do the road test? Do you have any tips for them? Okay, until our new driver, new. Oh, yes, it's very good to have a good police officer while you're driving test because it helps you, it gives you confidence and everything. It's the best thing to have, you know. Because as for me, my officer, my first exam, I passed my road test in my second attempt, and in my first attempt, I had like not so good. The police officer, he was like grumpy, you know, like an angry man type. So I was nervous and scared, and I did one mistake and I failed. Yeah, sadly. But congratulations. The second time I got uh, a good officer, and I was the first one to do the test. So, yeah, I passed it really well, and the officer was good and kind. Yes. And once again, congratulations to you for passing your driving test and getting your license. Yeah. Yes. Good luck. Yeah. So, yeah, do you have any questions to ask regarding as a new driver? Oh, for me, I have failed my drum and slope. I passed on the first attempt, and the driving test I passed on my second attempt because, as I told you, I had like a grumpy police officer. So, yeah, for the first attempt, and then I failed that one. So, yeah, like that. So, yeah, so first attempt in drum and slope and second attempt in road test. Yeah. And thank God I had an instructor like Mr. Ahmed because he was the one who took me through this whole journey and he made it look really, really easy for me. Yes. Yeah. So, shall we move on to our next question? Or, yeah. So, wait, let me read out your name. Pakistani blogger in Oman. Do you have any driving tips you would like or anything you would want to know? Yes, yes, I will pass credits. I will pass your credits to Mr. Ahmed for sure. I will do that. Yeah. If you have any questions, just drop them below and I will reply to them. So until we get a new question, let's see what other questions you guys have asked. So, um, yes, inshallah, I will. Yeah. Oh, another question which someone has asked, maybe from an Asian country who wants to shift here, has asked, is it easy to shift from right-handed driving to left? What do you guys think? Is it easy to shift like from right-handed to left-handed? Yes. Well, I would say it's in the middle, in between. It definitely depends on how long you practice for, right? So, when switching from right-handed car to a left-handed car, it can be kind of a little bit confusing as a beginner. Yes, driving with one hand is not good because just in case if you lose control of the car, you can't control with one hand, right? Yes, yes. Sometimes if you're from another country and start driving left-handed, you might switch up the sides of the road. Yes. So, what should you do to get practice from right-handed to left-handed? So, yes, I will get back to your question. So, yeah, the key to switching when you're switching from left-handed to right-handed, the key is slow practice. Okay, start in an empty street, empty street or parking lot. I would say parking lot is much more comfortable because empty streets also sometimes there are vehicles which just come and go, right? Also, focus on staying in your lane, checking your mirrors carefully when overtaking. Yes. So, yeah, most drivers adapt within a few days to a couple of weeks if they drive regularly. So, uh, yeah, so I would say that switching from right handed to left handed is not that hard. But you will need good practice. Right, guys? Yeah, so as we're heading to the end of today's live, I will finish by answering one of our viewers' questions. So, the question is, why do students fear driving test and how can we calm ourselves before the test? How do you guys know why people get afraid? Like why? Why do you guys have to be afraid when you're doing a driving test? It's not like the invigilator is going to eat you alive, right? Sorry, but yeah, he would not. They are really nice and very calm. They just give you instructions and you just need to follow them, right? So the key is just to be calm, right? So why do people just be afraid? Yeah. So yeah, well, actually, as you told, I experienced that myself. Uh, in my first driving test, I I saw uh, a learner's vehicle get hit into a wall. So just as you told you, yeah, I was nervous because of that as well. Maybe that's why I failed my first attempt. So, most students feel nervous because they're afraid of making mistakes, being watched closely, or failing in front of the examiner. It's normal. Driving tests are high pressure situations, and your mind naturally focuses on what could go wrong, right? Even if you're doing a test, you might think like, "Oh my god, I might fail. I'm so scared. What will happen? What will happen if I fail? What will happen if I don't do well?" So, those are the thoughts you get, right? During a test as well. So, how do we calm down? How? First, Preparation is key. The more you practice, the more confidence you feel. So, you just need to study about the road signs because they ask, what is this road sign? Can you overtake here? What is the speed limit of this road? That's what they ask. Yeah? So, can you turn right from here? Can you turn left from here? So, those are the questions they ask. You just need to be ready. They might ask, what is this signboard? And you just need to be ready. They will say, go right from here. And you remember, use your signal before turning. They really check this. And then also, over here, the Wadi Kabir free right turn near the pencil building. Over there, you always have to tilt your head, like turn your head and check your blind spot. He will examine you. He will check if you're checking that, right? Yes. So, second, breathing helps. Before your test, take deep, slow breaths before and during the test. Just stay calm, okay? Just take a deep breath before you start your test. And if you're early to your test location, there's a park. Go and take a walk to feel calm. Stay calm so that you get relaxed, right? Third, have a positive mindset. Never think that you will fail. What will I do if I fail? My parents will scold me. I'm such a insult, or I'm so embarrassed. My friend passed early. Never think like that. Don't focus on what could go wrong. Think about what you can do correctly, right? Visualize yourself driving smoothly and passing the test. Just think positive. I can pass this test. I can do it. I've got this. You have to think like that. And finally, remember, everyone makes small mistakes. Examiners are looking for safe driving, not perfection, right? So just stay calm, follow the rules, and trust your practice. Also, do not go for your driving test until your instructor tells you that you are ready. Because they always wait until you get perfect for your test to do your test or anything like that. So, always wait until your instructor says that you're ready for the test. Yeah? So, nerves are normal, but with the right preparation and mindset, you can turn that fear into focus and confidence. Yes, all the best to all the students to pass their test. Keep practicing and always stay confident. Yes. Yes. So do you guys have any other questions you have to ask? Any questions? Yeah. So sorry about that. So I see no questions, right? Uh yeah. So all right, everyone, that's all questions for today's Q&A session, and I hope you found it helpful and picked up some useful tips for driving safely and confidently. By the way, that was my first live, and thank you so much for joining me, and I hope I didn't make any mistakes while answering your questions. I really enjoyed this Q&A and can't wait to do another one soon. And I hope I improve and do better than this time. Don't forget to like, follow, and share so more people can join next time. Also, if you have more questions, feel free to drop them in the comments and I'll try to answer them next time. Don't forget to like, follow, and share this live. Thank you so much for joining me today. Drive safe and see you in the next session. Bye.